Welcome to the weigh-in.
Welcome to the weigh-in. What a time to be alive. Monday afternoon, nominations are out, mate, for one of the best days on the Australian racing calendar. Golden Slipper Day, 5 days away, mate.
5 Group 1s.
5 Group 1s, All-Star Mile. We've got the Alistair Clark. It's been bumped up to 750,000 now. The cutest 2-year-old, 3-year-old jewels at Brisbane. Oh, it's all happening.
Big bucks. It's going to be a great race day. I can't wait for Saturday. We've got the Golden Slipper Punters Club on. We've got DJC and the Walk coming up.
We do.
We're going for a couple of beers on Friday night at Sporting Globe at Robina. So anyone who wants to pop down and say hello, you're welcome to. We're watching the footy. Manly will go around on Thursday night and get the job done against their arch rivals Parramatta.
They could be 0-3. Para.
Yeah, they will be 0-3, I would think. I would suggest.
I would suggest so too.
But yeah, I'm excited. Going to be a great race. I can't wait for this Golden Slipper barrier draw tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow, is it?
Yeah, tomorrow.
That'll give me something to do on the day off. You'll
Yeah.
be watching? No doubt. Racing New South Wales will be doing some sort of extravagant event or...
Yeah, I think it's about 11 o'clock, so my young fella will be asleep, so I'll be able to put together the field and the barrier draw, but hopefully we draw where we want. I know you got a ticket on King's Gambit.
King's Gambit and Learning to Fly are my two mates.
Okay, well, my two, what's the other horse of Snowden's?
Don Corleone.
Don Corleone. And I'm on the favourite too. James is going to steer, so that's good. I think I've got more tickets than that, but I don't know. We'll have a look when Final Field comes out, and Final Field comes out tomorrow.
I would say if the barrier draws tomorrow, I would hope that the Final Field's there as well.
Yeah,
but
you need
exciting times.
Should be good.
What else have we got this weekend? The Randwitt, of course, Montefilia, one of our black bookers going around. She'd probably start, I'd say, close to probably second favourite behind Gold Trip, the Melbourne Cup winner, with no Animo there. He'll, of course, go around in the George Ryder, mate. A few 3-year-olds set to take him on. Shelby 66 won the Galaxy this time last year, and it's nominated for the George Ryder.
Cracking day. That Randwitt's going to be an interesting race. It is. Yeah, he's going to be hard to beat, that Gold Trip, the Melbourne Cup winner. He went outstanding first up behind Steinem. Form seems to be stacking up from that race. It should stack up considering it was a very fast race, best of the day.
What did Emissary do?
He loomed to win. I would suggest that they can
have that flat one second up. Yeah.
Especially when it's only 2 weeks after, such a brutal race.
Yeah.
But this horse is 3 weeks into this race, so I wouldn't expect any type of flatness. He's had another week to get over it. So, he's going to be really hard to beat. Montefilia, she did enough first up, whether or not that's...
Is she going to be a month or 3 weeks?
Something like that.
Yeah.
A month?
Chipping Norton.
3 weeks?
3 weeks, same as Animo.
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, she hasn't had that hard hit out, but I don't know whether... David Payne will had a ready last year when she got the better of Very Elegant, but it's going to be a cracking race. What did you make of the Group 1s on the weekend?
I was a little bit flat.
I was flat.
I've sort of made it fairly well known. I don't like Espiona. I thought she was always overhyped when people were comparing her to Winx off a midweek win and one of the worst 3-year-old fillies races of the season on Oaks Day. And I've just never liked her. So the fact that she's a Group 1 winner doesn't sit right with me. Pride of Jenny, great run, but sorry, who is that?
Yeah.
And She's a Belter. Well, she's...
more classic.
I've got a ticket on She's a Belter in the Stradbroke, which there is a market out.
Okay.
Ladbrokes and Neds. We can plug them. We don't have to plug them, but there's a market there.
There's the market. There's the markets with them.
And our horses that we both had bets on, Anna Visto pulled up 3 out of 5 lame. So
yeah, she pulled up lame, so she can be forgiven. But
probably
I don't know whether
end of prep for her. I would imagine.
I don't know.
3 out of 5. That's up there.
Significant. It's significant. Yeah,
Forbidden
it's definitely
Love was 4 out of 5, and they retired her.
Forbidden Love. Yeah, but she was going no good prior to that.
That's
so,
true.
I think if she was so good first up, Anna Visto, I did a bit of work to cross, but the way that, you could see that Nash was looking behind to he knew something was wrong, so he pulled her up. So
She pulled up pretty quickly too.
yeah, I thought she was right in it. Maybe I was wrong. Pride of Jenny's come out and gone super. So and she's stuck on from that hot speed. So I don't know whether Anna Visto would have beat them or not. I'm not sure, but she would have had to put up a outstanding performance. But I thought Espiona was really good. I think you're going to have to get used to her as a Group 1 winner because I think there might be more in store. I thought it was a very good win. She's put two together now. She's got that big Group 1 and she's got another win in Sydney. So there's no more. She's a better horse in Melbourne now.
Yep.
Michael D, I think
he took Yearning's run.
His hand was forced to go back to the fence, and I think that was probably a winning move considering she's got a habit of laying in under pressure in Sydney. So getting back to the fence, there was no opportunity really for her to lay in. So, I think she was really good late. I thought She's a Belter was going to win at the furlong.
Me too.
Considering the run that she'd had, she sort of... she had the opportunity to go on with the race, but I think maybe probably she had that luckless run at her previous start. So,
but she was only second up too, wasn't she?
No, she was third up. Third up. But I think the luckless run, like when you have a luckless run into your grand final, sometimes you don't get the fitness that you need out of that run because she only got out the last 300 metres or so and darted to the line and it looked really good, but you don't have that. You don't have the fitness building sectionals between the 8 and 4. You've only got that little bit over the concluding stages. So maybe that was against her. Yeah. Pride of Jenny went outstanding, as I said, led at really strong sectionals and just stuck on. So Espiona and Pride of Jenny have come through the same form race. So, that's a race we can follow into the future. They've beat 4th easily. Yep. I didn't really watch Espiona. I think Hope in Your Heart ran 4th, maybe. I didn't really watch Yearning. What did you make of the run of Yearning? Because I know you liked her and you're on her.
Yeah, she when Espiona was forced back to the inside, that was kind of when Zach was starting to pick up momentum and go back to the inside as well. And kind of she didn't get checked and get to completely miss the run. Like she still got it, but she probably just had to wait an extra stride or two, and that kind of took away her momentum at a crucial stage. But even in saying that, she didn't finish off the race with that zip that you would have had to have won the race. So
So where did she settle?
She got a fair way back. She might have only had 3 or 4 behind her back on the fence.
Yeah, so I reckon those horses, like in a race like that, so she's outside of the elastic band, which like she has to do too much. Those sort of horses, you can see it on Saturday. They have to do too much work to get into the race when they go that fast.
Yeah.
So the
actually,
back
she settled. Her and Hope in Your Heart settled alongside each other.
Okay.
And Hope in Your Heart was to the outside. She was to the inside. Had to wait.
But I still think anything behind sort of She's a Belter were struggling to get into the race, and you just got to do too much work, like between the 8 and the 4. And then it zaps your last 400 when you've got to do that. So that's what happens there. So we can be forgiving of those horses that got back in that race, but definitely a race that we can follow into the future. I think Espiona's got another race in her for sure. She can be a dual Group 1 winner. I think Pride of Jenny, she's going to be hard to beat if that race hasn't flattened her. And hoping and She's a Belter. I think she can improve from the race. She's probably the one out of the race has the most improvement.
I actually think She's a Belter. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any confirmation or anything, but in terms of the way that the emergencies work for the All-Star Mile, with I Wish I Win not going there, there's also been a couple of others that have pulled out and not going. I actually think She's a Belter is in the field. So market currently suspended from what I can see, which doesn't help, but she could potentially be on the 7-day backup into the All-Star Mile on the weekend.
Interesting,
weight for age, 3-year-old filly, fit horse. Certainly add a little bit of an extra dimension into that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. If the All-Star Mile was in, like if she wasn't in the quick backup, because that's a run that's going to take a little bit out of her.
Yeah,
because she's they've really got to the bottom of it there, and she's got to travel up to Melbourne. I'm not sure where they'll put her in the market, but not ideal for me. But yeah, I know freshen up into the a race in Queensland would be perfect, but not to say that the Snowdens will do the right thing by her for sure.
Yes.
In Secret she's been one of mine in the past, but I really didn't think that she was going well enough to win on the weekend. So that's cost me a nudie run.
It has.
So I've got to do a nudie run.
I don't know if it's cost you. I think it's cost us a nudie run. We don't have to look, I suppose.
I've got to, you guys can just, close your eyes or something. I don't know. But yeah, on the Friday night, she was 4:20, and one of the boys said, I like In Secret, and I said, if she wins, I'll do a nudie run. Yep. I just thought she wasn't going well enough, but I don't know.
We do a...
can't knock that team.
No, you can't. Airborne. Great. I thought, obviously, we might touch on it in a minute with V8 out of the sires, but the fall, obviously, Jamie Carr, Craig Williams, we're wishing them all of the best, but I thought the way that Dean Holland, under the circumstances, dealt with winning the ride, like it wasn't meant to be on it. The way that he's obviously had to do the form, I was hearing James Cummings did 25 minutes with him in the steward's room, doing all the form and whatnot for the race, and the way that Dean, it was his first Group 1 winner in 13 years, and to not,
he didn't salute. No, he didn't salute. It was
a
bit of class about it.
A lot of class. So I reckon he'll be getting a lot of phone calls over the Sydney Carnival, races like the Doncaster Sydney Cup.
Why not? He
rode it super.
She knuckled at the start, so there could have been some panic there, but there wasn't much between the first three home. First four home, I'd say, yeah. Well, the first three had very similar closing sectionals.
Yeah.
They very similar last 600s.
Yep.
The only difference was settling position.
Yeah.
She landed in front of them. She found the right part of the track. She was done late, but she'd done the damage to find her spot, and done a little bit more work early in the race to find that spot. And the other two, the other three could possibly have been in the slow lane. So the Lofty Strike and I Wish I Win were out very wide. They were probably outside of the best lanes.
What did you make of I Wish I Win? You've obviously, a lot of times, you've made it known that you think he's one of the best horses in the country. Runs third. Far from disgraced.
Oh, he went super.
He's gone super.
He went super, yeah.
You're happy to say that a horse is the best horse in the country and see it get beat? I guess in Australia we've been so used to, over the last few seasons, we've had Black Caviar, best horse in the country, unbeaten. We've had Winks, 33 in a row, best horse in the country. Now Anamo's, doing similar things like that. So to have a horse that you're basically going off the sectional times that it can run and potentially potential, but he's done enough for you to stand by the call.
Oh, I don't think he's
he's not back down.
He's not Animo, but he will be a multiple Group 1 winner when it's all said and done. Like if you have a look at this race compared to the class, which is Group 1, the first three home have gone better than the class average. So on any given day, In Secret, Lofty Strike, and I Wish I Win would have taken home a Group 1 there. But she's just gone outstanding on the day, landed in the right spot. I don't know. He's just got too far back.
Yeah. Which he'll need to fix it.
It's a fast race, and he just got too far back. Yeah. He probably wasn't in the fastest lane. No. I don't know. He was as strong as anything on the line, and if he lands a few pairs closer, he gets the job done. So it was kind of a bit like the. I think it might have been. Was it maybe the Randwick Guineas or something that Animo got well out of his ground and
he got beaten by Converge.
Converge. Converge settled settled much closer to the lead speed, and he chased him home. But then after that, James was just putting him into the race. So that was just a turning corner for that horse, and if this horse if he wants to be if he wants to string multiple Group 1s together, he needs to settle close to the lead speed. You can't give horses of this caliber as much start as he's given them. I thought he went super. I think he'll win a Group 1. He's coming to Sydney for the TJ, the all-aged, and then the Doomben 10,000.
Yeah, I think I read that there obviously is a lot of offers from slot holders in the Quokka as well over in Perth, which is a fortnight after the TJ. So I guess it could end up being TJ Quokka, maybe back to Queensland for a Doomben 10,000.
Yeah, that sounds unlikely, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because Perth is so far away.
It would have to be. I think if the Quokka was on the cards, it would have to be TJ Quokka spell. I don't think you can do 3, including a trip to Perth and back. The Doomben 10,000 is the only one that you could do time frame wise. Lofty Strike, that's back-to-back Group 1 runner-up.
He's deserving of a Group 1.
He'll win
He's
one.
a good horse. In Secret's outstanding. She's going to go to that TJ.
Up to her eyeballs.
Yeah, she won't want to miss the start in a TJ.
No.
So I think straight racing is probably slightly more forgiving of being slow to begin. So
that's right. You can be last and you can be 3 lengths off them, as opposed to being last and 12 lengths off them.
Yeah. So
Private Eye.
Private Eye was good.
He came off the bridle a long way out. I was worried the whole way, and then at about maybe the 500, he's gone back to the inside, and I thought, oh, here we go. If he finishes off like we've seen him do it in the past, we're going to be right in this. But he didn't really do what we'd seen before. He had to lug the top weight and give the rest of the.
And
field.
that was probably not a fast lane either.
No, I don't think so. I think maybe if he draws 8 or 9 and he's coming up the middle like in Secret, it could be a completely different story. But we can't change the barriers.
Yeah, I think he went well.
Yep.
I think the connections would be very happy with that. I thought he went very well, and he's going to be competitive in whatever they go to next. That's it for the Group 1s, and that's basically it for the show. But are you looking forward to anything on the weekend? Outside of the big features that we've already sort of.
Yeah, look, I've got a lot of futures bets that are culminating this weekend. I'm actually probably the one that I am a little bit interested to see is the Galaxy. Of course, a few years ago, Remark went into a race like the Golden Slipper. He didn't get to the Slipper, but he had a lot of boom around him. He was, of course, a very dominant debut winner. He trialled like a jet a few times, so he's been a different horse since he's had that gelding operation, the throat operation, and now he's in a Galaxy. He won with 62 kilos first up, then he went to Weight for Age, and now he's in with 51.5 kilos under the handicap condition. So I'm interested to see if we can, see this horse really put it together as a sprinter like we once thought that he might have been as a 2-year-old.
Well, I'll be interested to see those weight swings as well, because Eduardo's in the noms.
Yep. 59 kilos.
59.
Yep.
So he gets, 7.5 kilo swing on him from last start. So interesting. You'd have to. Well, does sound pretty juicy. Double figure odds. I thought it was a good thing last start, and he was a bit dour over that 1,000 meters as well. So 1,100 meters going to suit him better.
The transcript with all the beaten jockey comments. Who wrote him last start? Was it Tim Clark?
No, Brenton. I don't think it. I don't remember.
Brenton.
Maybe it was
the comment was basically that he might have just found the 1,000 meters a little bit too sharp.
Because that was the question mark first up, that 1,000 meters was going to be a little bit.
And he was probably just better than them. He had to carry the big weight that day. But when you're 1,000 meters, if it's too short for you and you're against the likes of Eduardo and Passive Aggressive and Giga Kick, well, good luck.
What weight did Passive Aggressive get? Did they? Do you remember?
I got it right here. She might have 50. Where are we? The Galaxy. 52 kilos Passive Aggressive has. So
okay, well she comes in well too, doesn't she?
Yep.
I'll tell you one that I'm interested in is Stroke of Luck on the
Rosehill
7
Guineas.
7-day backup. Is that
Yeah.
this weekend? That's
It is
this weekend, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he backs up or not. But I thought he went outstanding on Saturday.
Yeah.
Against the older horses. Almania's gone super. I think that's only benchmark 88 grade, but that's obviously going to. I think that's going to measure right up.
Yeah, well, Almania, they've nominated for the Ranvit on the quick backup as well. So, that's obviously a bit of a indication, I guess, that the horse has come through it well, it's performed well.
Yeah, well, I'm going to look into that race because we saw Lindemann measure right up in the Randwick Guineas, and he was off 78 grade. I know he won and he was dominant, but this horse has run into a smart horse that's going to win more races.
Yep.
I think they've also might have him in the Menyon Cup. Do they also have him in the? I think
possibly.
Almania might be in the Menyon Cup as well this weekend. But yeah, I think the other horse, Stroke of Luck, he went really well.
Stroke of Luck, did it run in a race with like Golden Mile and Communist in the spring?
Yeah.
Like the Calendar Presnell or
I
one of them.
think so. I think you're right. He definitely did. I'm not sure what race it was, but he definitely did.
He was in one of them.
And I know that O'Shea had an opinion of him because first up over an unsuitable trip, James was booked to ride.
Yeah.
And then he didn't do much there, and James got off. He improved second up, and then third up, he's gone bang.
Yeah.
A really good performance. And the second up one, I think that was in midweek company. Behind, I'm lost on that. But fourth up on the quick backup might be perfect.
Could very well be that Rose Hill Guineas could really drop away.
It could. It really could.
Yeah, like from early on, from what we were expecting was going to be there, we're talking, Osipenko, Af Cabin. Who else? There's a few from Sydney that we might have seen go up. You mentioned that the Randwick Guineas didn't go all that well, so it's you're obviously going to have the Derby winner in Manzois. He was good through the line. The Kiwi horse, Sharp and Smart's not coming over for it, so we could end up with some genuine B graders there. And if that horse is fit and running well, could be
he's definitely smoking. $15 I saw this morning, so I'd be waiting till markets come out on Wednesday because he's one that could really be missed.
Yeah, 100%.
He could go up 20 or 30 to 1.
Yeah.
If they miss him, but
a little bit like Lindemann in the Guineas.
Yeah, he came in and then he was out and then he was back in. So, I think Stroke of Luck's my one for the weekend at this stage, but whether or not he goes around, I'm not sure. But thanks for tuning in, punters. Good luck this week. Get involved in the Golden Slipper Punters Club.
Links are everywhere.
Yep, and we're going to have a cracking week and we're going to find plenty of winners.
Fingers crossed, mate.
As you are.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, punters.